I'm looking forward to that coffee. The bear didn't come back last night, and I took every precaution I could to protect myself in case he did. I think the smartest thing for me was that I brought my helmet into my tent to put it on in case he attacked. I think mostly the guy was curious. So what I did was just centered myself around this fire for 2 or 3 hours and just listened. Listened to see if this guy's still around and moving about. I heard two sounds. First one up this way, pretty far back, a good 50 yards, maybe even more. And then another sound this way. And so my thought is that he just moved on. I closed up my kind of protective barrier before I went to bed. I had these projectiles. I had this kind of as a lance, which all sounds stupid, but in my mind it was what I had to do. Alright, well, I did about 80 miles or so, a few miles short of where I'd planned to turn off. However, I'm in the Umatilla National Forest, and I came up to a pass. There was a road going out along the top here, and this is where I pulled out, not too far from the highway 395. I was in John Day, found a $33 Stansport kind of a pup tent style tent. I forgot to mention last night there were some owls. Interesting, there were many smaller ones, and they would only hoo, like this, just one hoo. And when I got riled up with the bear activity, they kind of petered out. And then I'm thinking to myself, well, where'd them hoo guys go? And then I heard a big one. Big granddaddy owl did the full cadence of hoo, 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 hoo. All right. And on the road out, I saw a bear, a brown bear, and it was maybe a year old. But I swear it sure looked like a grizzly bear. I was going to stop and film it. It was right in the middle of the road, just standing there, waiting for me to come by. But I didn't want to take a chance. There was the mother hanging around. So, here's the Stansport. Takes me back to my very early years of camping. Yes. It's the next day, and a new location. Umatilla National Forest. I traveled only about 40 miles today. I had a sad thing to do, and that was throw away my tent. And I'm looking forward to eating the smokestack. I'm a few weeks early for wild strawberries. They're everywhere. I saw a real big cat track down the road. Cats don't bother me as much as bears. A, bears are bigger, and B, they're less predictable. Here's my pup tent. It's a little claustrophobic. Sometimes it's hard to get in and out, but the thing I realized is I can support this each corner or one corner by hanging it from a tree if I feel it's going to be solid, and then I can just not use the pole. Okay, this is Eastern Columbia River Gorge. Pretty much it's looks like just wheat fields. I'm about halfway to Arlington, and I stopped because I can see two familiar landmarks, one of which I'm going to visit soon. One being Mount Hood and one being Mount Adams. Here's Mount Hood. And I've got word that there's a Best Western motel in Arlington, about 40 miles out from here. Yeah, got a room here in Arlington. Room number 120. 120. It's a nice chill. I'm going to go into the park. There's a couple places open. At the grocery store, I got my potato logs and chicken strips. Yay! Here it is, Washington State. I crossed over the Columbia River, drove through Goldendale, and took kind of a forest highway, number 142, and it's real close to the Klickitat River. I'm probably about 30 miles away from my power-up package, which I'll get tomorrow on Monday, and head up towards Mount Adams. And the road is close, and I just drove off the road into the forest. The bike is hidden over here, and I'm just getting more and more wary of somebody coming up on me and taking my cash. So this is a complete stealth camp spot. Only somebody walking through here would see me or find me. And this is what I was hoping to find. Packing up here. Monday morning, going to Trout Lake and then Mount Adams. And this is at the edge of this forest. And I'm above the Klickitat River. The very, very steep precipice here. It's easily 150 foot fall, maybe 300 feet down to the river, maybe even more. Burnt out. I could see from the highway this whole side of the mountain has been burned out. Like up the timberline. Maybe a mile or two this way going down from the mountain. This was a place that I could come knowingly, hide my motorcycle somewhere, and go into the forest and hide out with my tent and my camp and water. And I saw some trees back there. I'm going to shoot for that, about a mile back. I've got something back there I want to check on. Other than that, being in a burnt out forest really sucks. It's no fun. So I'm going to take a chance with the motorcycle right here behind these trees, locked up to a little tiny tree. This road here is the road that goes up to the south climb, which is just right up that spine here. And I can also see this is just all burned out. This cove here was the Shorthorn Trail, which is still there, I'm sure. Looks like there's a few trees left here and there. Just gonna be optimistic. I don't know how long I'll be back here. At least one night. I drove through Trout Lake and I got my power-up package. 7 days now of snacks. There's some things that I've been looking forward to, and I wasn't sure what I'd get because there's 2 boxes there, and I told the clerk to pick which one. I don't know which is which. And so, Mount Adams Wilderness, a burnout. Back to my theory about just letting it burn, you know. Interestingly enough, now I can be followed from the sky. Eyes in the sky. You can't get away in a burnt out forest. So I'm up on Crofton Ridge. It was a real quick and short hike from the motorcycle, and it's a nice spot right here for the tent. I might just do it right here. It's been 9 years since I've been in this area. Specifically, there's a tool stash up this creek drainage canyon draw. It's not much. It was put there kind of spontaneously as I was leaving this region to go to Poland in 2012. On my way here in Glenwood, after seeing the complete annihilation of forest on this side of Mount Adams, you know, there's no feeling I can put on that. Only pity. You know, pity that we are responsible for this happening. There's no doubt in my mind. You know, I said we, as in me too. All humans are responsible for the demise of nature on this planet. The one thing I can say, and this is my pulpit right here. This boulder, you know, I'm gonna stand on it and preach. The only thing I can say is, within the last 15 or 20 years, since I've started to come to these places, they've been systematically disappearing. You know, why isn't the lower valley burnt out? It's not a wilderness area. I have seen so many wilderness areas disappear. In my mind, you know, this is never going to be the same. Here it is. Got the establishment presiding here on the ridge. And it's been a real nice, cool experience up here. And the breeze is just coming ever since I got up here. There's some clouds, not really threatening this way. This way, it looks like fire smoke down low. And so here, these boulders, big collection of boulders, was a marking point for me. And look here, these trees weren't killed just in this zone here. And now, from here from memory, because there was no map or footsteps or anything like that. There was a boulder straight up the hill, and then off to the right just a little bit in kind of a nook, which it just might be right up there, is where they are. So I was looking and looking. Here's the rock that was a reference, and it was up diagonally from this. And so I'm standing here looking around, and here's a bar from a handsaw. There's the really long saw, almost a double-handed saw. It's got to be 4 feet long here. There's a shovel. And so the tree was this one, and it was just kind of tucked in a little spot here. If anything, it moved down this way, but sure enough, I found it, and there it is. 9 years in this burnt out mess. To come back and find this is almost a miracle. You know, I was all in here looking for any sign, and there it is. And for sure, everything burned up here in this stash. Here's the melted tarp. There's the maul. The handle's burnt. Here, the handle on the saw is burnt. And the saw, it's actually serviceable. It's still sharp. And you can fashion a handle and bring this saw blade back to life, just probably by using it. Okay, it's Wednesday morning. Packed up my gear. I'm in better spirits today. So, a plan is to curtail this trip 2 more nights, and I'm going to my friend's house. 2 more nights at one of the first places that I came to when I got to the Pacific Northwest. I call it Camp Kurt, and it's the place where I put my cats to rest. I've seen wild animals back there, quite a lot, and so I'm just going to go there for 2 nights, feel it, you know, relive it. Here we go.